My lords, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Let's Play Cities Skylines series, where we are building the city of Coventry from the ground up and taking it as far as we can. In the first episode, if you missed it, this is what we got accomplished. We've made a fairly solid enough start. We have two distinct residential districts, one much larger, this is not Pompeii, one much larger than the other. We have a central commercial district along this main avenue here, and over here we have our industrial district as well as recycling centres and so forth. Now, at the end of the last episode, we had just unlocked the most recent milestone, which was Worthy Village, and that allowed us to unlock forestry and agriculture specialisations, and that's something I want to have a look at today. Now, I haven't done this for a while, so I may mess this up, but from what I remember, to set up some industrial specialisation, you first of all obviously need some sort of road access to it. Now, I don't know if this forest here is going to be enough of a forest for a forestry industry. We can check that in our layers map. It's one of these. Can't remember which it is, so you'll have to bear with me here, making myself look a little bit foolish. Is this it? Natural resources, that's the one. Okay, so yes, we can use this green area here for a forestry industry, and over here this light green stroke yellow sort of colour we can use as fertile land to set up farming industries. So let's turn that overlay off and let's see how we set it up. As I said, it's been a while, so I might get this wrong, but from what I remember, you just put a normal industrial zone down. So what we'll do, we'll create ourselves a nice area here, nice and large, and then I think we'll just use a small gravel road to dissect this to give us more grids to work with. And then if we go ahead and let's go ahead and just paint all this, we'll pause it because we don't want them building yet, and we're going to fill it all with industrial area like that. And then we want to go to, it's one of these, is an industrial specializations forestry. That's it. Oh no, first you have to, okay, yep, I'm getting there. It's coming back to me. First of all, you set the district. So let's just go along the edge of the roads here. I think that's created two different districts, indeed it has. So we'll just erase one of them by going over it with the new one. And then we can just fill the middle bit in. There we go, Florence district. So let's go ahead and set this to forestry. And now, I believe, if I've done it correctly and I've not missed anything, when the buildings start popping up in the Florence district, they're gonna be forestry buildings. Let's see if that works as intended. Hopefully it will. Okay, so we'll return and check on that later. We probably do want to have some power running out here. As we can see, while I was doing that, we have had a spike in residential demand, so we can zone some more residential areas. We'll put some over here and we'll extend this suburb a little. Okay, I've ran out of money. A little bit annoying, so let's just increase the speed. And then once we've got the money, we'll put in the roads and the infrastructure for this place, the water pipes and what have you. One thing you may have noticed is we now have the day-night cycle activated. That wasn't switched on in the first episode, but I have included it now. Okay, we have our first buildings popped up here, and these should be forestry. Indeed they are. Okay, we have a lot of crime a hell of a lot of crime notifications. We can't afford a police station. Is it worth taking a loan? I'm going to say yes. We'll take a loan to get the police station to tackle this crime wave that we're currently experiencing. Let's put the police station there. They should now start shooting out and arresting all the bad guys that are terrorising our neighbourhoods. Off they go, lovely. And we'll see those bubbles are now bursting as the police turn up to ruin the party. Anyway, let's now continue. So slow the game down. Continue with this suburb extension we were just working on. Something like that will be enough for now. We want to make sure we have decent water coverage out here. We've burned... oh no, we haven't. I thought we had no money left. We do have money. And now we can zone a big area of residential. Sort of like that. And hopefully that will be enough to satisfy the demand that we're currently experiencing. We do have some for commercial as well. So we'll put a strip of commercial along here. And some there. In fact, we'll put some over here as well, because the people who, what do we have here, what's the issue? Crime rate is high. That seems to have just been alleviated, thankfully, although we do have another. Nope, he's gone. We're fine. Okay, we have a worker shortage here. Not enough workers. We have 12 jobs available. We have 4 out of 16, and they're all uneducated, which I believe most of our population currently fits into that bracket. So anybody up here looking for a job, make your way over here. There's plenty going. So moving forward then, I'm just going to reset this to morning so I can have a better look at the city and what we want to do now. We've got this new residential zone set up, and that is starting to eat into the demand for residential. The commercial demand has dropped as well, and the industrial has all but disappeared. That's because we don't have enough workers for current businesses that we have. So if we get some more workers is more residents. This should start to increase once again. But first of all, hopefully they'll start filling in these jobs here. So to spur that along then, let's go ahead and extend our residential areas a little further. We still have a decent enough demand, so there's no harm in putting just a few extras down at this point. And we want to run from here, and then we'll set up a few little grids like this. Didn't mean to demolish that house. That was an accident. I do apologise for the resident there. Okay, now we have run out of money. However, we are still making quite a lot of money per week, so let's just help it along by speeding up the game just a fraction. Okay, that should hopefully be enough money to provide full water coverage for this new area. There we go. And we can start putting a few more residential zones down. Not going to need many. That should be enough. We still need commercial, so we'll do that as well. Let's just return to the normal game speed there. And we'll put some commercial along this avenue here, like so. And then we'll give that time to bed in and see if they still need more after that. Right, while we're just waiting, not that we're waiting for, oh, there we go. Wasn't waiting for that, but we've got it. So what do we have now? We have park areas, industry areas, landscaping, event policies and park policies. We have parks and plazas, industry areas, fishing, level 2 unique buildings, football and concerts, and we have a raft of new policies for our districts. We've also unlocked some new roads. Do we have footpaths and cycle paths yet? Well, we have park paths, but I don't think that's the same thing. We have fences, we have some new buildings, mainly leisure, but we also have a few what do they call, municipal buildings as well, freshwater outlets, a sports hall and a gymnasium, a biodome, vertical farm, high school, lots of stuff really. Anyway, as I was saying before, that interrupted my flow. I was just going to set our two main residential suburbs as their own separate districts, like so. I don't want to include those commercial buildings along the main avenue, so I'm being careful here to avoid including them in this zone. Let's have a look. I think that's got them all. We're out of power. So before we do anything else, we really need to address the power issue. We could afford another coal plant, however, I think I'd prefer to start moving towards green, renewable energies. Now, when you're putting your green energies down, these dark shaded areas are where you can generate the most power. So we'll put a couple of these on the hill. They cost 6,000 a piece. We have 23, so we can put a few down. I think, should we just try, yeah, two should be enough. And then of course we want to link them into the grid like that, and that should see this power issue disappear. There we go. You don't have water. Ah, of course, okay. Let's get you covered, sir. You now have your water. Anyway, as I was saying, yes, setting our main residential areas as our own districts now, and then we can start playing about with policies, and we'll have a look at those once we've just got all this filled in. Again, just taking a care here to not include the commercial buildings on the main avenue. There we go. So now we have Smith Heights and Cherry Heights, and if we click on Smith Heights we can have a look at the policies. So there's various policies available. Power usage, energy conservation is important, and the best way to do it is by installing energy meters in buildings. So this moderately reduces your electricity consumption, but it costs 5 cents per building. We have something similar with water. Smoke detectors reduces the risk of fires. Pet ban reduces the garbage build-up, but it also reduces happiness. Smoking ban reduces happiness but increases health. We have no schools, prefer parks and all sorts, so there's also quite a few what aren't unlocked yet. So just to have a play about, let's set these to have power usage monitor. There we go. Now that's going to drag our income down because it does cost 5 cents per building, but it should see our power grid improve because these will be using less power. And over at Cherry Heights, what policy should we put to you? Let's give you water usage, and we'll just give that a minute to bed in terms of what effect it's going to have on our finances, because we don't want to do too much too quickly and overextend ourselves. In the meantime, we need more commercial, so let's go ahead, plop a load more commercial down here just along the avenue. There we go. That should be enough for now. Let's check on our forestry industries over here. Oh good, we have workers. They're not quite fully staffed, but they have enough to operate properly, which is excellent. Just noticed we've got rocks on our roads once again. Not sure why that happens. Don't know if it's an artifact of one of the mods I have installed, but it's quite annoying. So I'm just going to take the time now to scoot along the roads and get them cleaned up. So the game's wanting me to build a park area. I don't want to do that yet, but we will do it soon. Maybe in the next episode we'll start looking at parks and dedicate the next episode to that aspect. Okay, you have your water, you also have power. See, we are now losing money. Let's have a look at our finances. Where is the cost of our policies? Oh, here it is. So our policies are costing us £1,200. So what we'll do is we'll just remove at least one of the policies. And Cherry Heights, you can go absolutely crazy with your water once again. You're not on a meter anymore. We'll keep the power usage meter in place for Smithites, however. It's just, nope. Let's just not do that. Let's see if we can, oh yeah, we want to look at our power grid overlay. So we've got plenty of electricity availability. We only consume 36 megawatts and we produce 56, so we have a surplus of 20 megawatts. So that's fine for the foreseeable future. You don't have to worry about that at the moment. But while we're here, we may as well put a park down to give our residents something to smile about. Let's put a small playground down, say there. What else do we have? A larger playground, perhaps up here, like so. And we don't have much money left, so could we afford a small park? That's, for a small park, that's quite large. What else have we got? We've got Paradox Plaza. Where can we put that? Let's put the plaza. How are we looking down here? Commercial is growing once again, so let's go ahead and zone some of that. There we go. Do you have water up here? Partly. Now you completely do. What else do we need? A bit more residential. Okay, we've got plenty of free plots available to zone, so let's go ahead and do that. Just like so, and you can even have a few up along the top here, leaving space for a road to come out here in the future. And again, have some up here. But as we did up there, just leaving a little bit of space for a road here, so we can start laying in some footpaths and cycle paths. I want freeform. No, I don't want to upgrade it. I want to turn off snapping. There we go. There we go. We'll have a footpath there, as well as a cycle path next door. That gives a little cut through for people walking on their way to work. We could put some footpaths over here as well. Could we squeeze one between any of these houses? I think we could squeeze one in here. Yeah. And this footpath could just come along here and connect in like that. So now the residents can take this little shortcut rather than having to walk all the way up here and around. Where else could we put some in just to kill some time for our residents? Let's have a look. We've got school there. I don't think we're going to squeeze one in there. I think it would demolish a building if we tried, yeah, so we'll disregard that. Oh, we could put one in here, I think. These are something I often or used to neglect, footpaths and cycle paths, but they are quite important and they are used and they are very useful, and they can help keep traffic off your roads by giving the residents, you know, the option to walk rather than having to rely on public transport or private transport. So they are worth investing in and taking the time to put in place. Okay, you can't quite fit that way. Come off there. Nope. Okay, I was hoping we'd be able to just run one in. There we go. Anywhere else jumping out at me? Not immediately. Oh, we could put one here, look. And again, it's just giving people a shortcut. Oh, what have I done there? Didn't want to put it there. I want to put it straight through. There we go. Yes, as I was saying, it's just about giving them as much choice and opportunity as we can to get them walking or cycling. Obviously, I am focusing at the moment on footpaths, but we could just as easily do cycle paths as well. And if we bring this one down here, we can connect that in like so. We demolished a house there, not intentionally. I think for now that's good enough for our paths. Anyway, moving swiftly on. What else could we take a look at in this episode? We unlocked, we don't have enough money, but we did unlock the high school, or the secondary school. We've had a look at our, oh, what else we got here? We can put a tennis court down. Sure, why not? Have a tennis court. Where's going to be a decent enough place to put this? Don't want to put it there because it's quite close to that recreation building. But I also don't want to demolish too many houses just for the sake of a tennis court. I think we'll leave that for now then. We'll come back to the tennis courts and our other parks and recreation. Nice reference there. Yes, we'll come back to those buildings in the future. Now, as you can see, we've got a lot of people walking through the city now. Don't know if we always had this many or if our footpaths have had a desired effect, but we can see here, look, they are using them. And they can cycle on them, so you don't have to put both footpaths and cycle paths. I think the way it works is pedestrians and cyclists can both use a footpath, but only cyclists can use a cycle path. That seems to make sense to me. We have people at the plaza, or the plaza. We've got a police station, don't need to look at that, that can go away. So for now, things are ticking along quite nicely, I think. We're almost up to 2,000 residents, which is brilliant. How are we doing on our milestones? Let's have a look. 2,400 is what we need for Boomtown. So we're still a fair ways off of that at the moment. But that does unlock a lot of public transport options, so it is something we would like to aim towards. What can we do to encourage them? All three RCIs are a little on the low side at the moment, but I think we could get away with just a scooch more residential, just like there, and we'll put a little bit there and here. And as you can doubtless tell, I'm leaving spaces here for future road expansions, so we don't have to demolish any houses when we want to build the roads outwards. I've left the gaps ready-made. So far, I think things are progressing rather nicely, as I said. Fishing industry. How does one set that up? I've never set up a fishing industry. If we go to the icon that looks like a fish, that might be a good starting point. What do you think? Fishing harbour sends out low-capacity fishing boats that can catch all types of fish with a moderate catch rate. To function, the fishing harbour requires a complete looping fishing route that starts and ends at the harbour. Okay. I guess these blue areas are the fishing grounds. Now, unfortunately, that's quite close to our heavily polluted water. Obviously, that's our sewage outlet pipe. Very pleasant. Do we have any sewage treatment facilities? We have this one, an inland water treatment plant. What else do we have? An eco version of it. It does kick out pollution though, doesn't it? Oh, they both do. Okay. And what's this? Freshwater outlet. Okay, we don't need to worry about any of that for the time being. I was just having a look through and seeing what was what we could do if we wanted. Can we afford a high school yet? Not quite. We're about £6,000 short. We have all of that. We could still do with some more commercial. So let's zone. Oh, we have a pylon there in the way, but I think we could probably delete it without disrupting the power supply at this point. It looks like it. So yes, we can go ahead and put some commercial zones down here. Anywhere else? We could put a few along here as well. Just a couple. On either side of the avenue there. And that should be enough for now. How's this doing? We're at 16% capacity, so plenty of time available before we start to wonder or think about emptying it out into a recycling facility or an incinerator. What's the problem here? Not enough educated workers. Okay, I think we need educated workers, and they, well, obviously no, we do need educated workers, and they are supplied by the high school. We're having a brownout here. As we can see, we have a power shortage. Let's go ahead and alleviate that by putting one more turbine up on the hill. That should now be enough. Let's have a look. Oh, it's touch and go. We're consuming 60 and only producing 64. Let's go ahead and put one more in just for good measure. And how's that doing for us now? Let's have a look. There we go, that's much better. Production of 72 and consumption 54. Well, all things being equal, I think this is a good part or good place to end this episode. In terms of overall progression, we haven't made a great deal of change at this point. What's going on here? Oh no, I want pipes. But we did get our next achievement, our next milestone, which was something worthy village, I think. Clicking the wrong thing there. That's what I want to click. Tiny town. It was tiny town, which unlocked quite a few things, including paths and parks, which we've added into our city. We have 3 parks, and we've put a load of footpaths down to get people off of the road and walking through town instead. We have a fire. Hopefully we have a yes we go. We do have a fire engine on his way. Hopefully he'll get here before it spreads to any neighbouring buildings. Don't know what he was doing there. Okay, please extinguish his fire before we suffer too much damage. Excellent. Crisis averted. So yes, in the next episode we definitely need to get our high school down, because our industries, our commercial districts are suffering due to a lack of educated workers. Luckily we have a high demand for residential, so we got enough scope to put the houses down to get the workers. All we need to do next is educate them, and I do believe they get educated to that level via the high school. But for now, all that remains for me to say is, as always, ladies and gentlemen, you take very good care of yourselves. Ta-ta for now.